Brethren, what the Lord is asking me to tell each and every one of you in today's message can be found in Matthew chapter 7 verse 12. It can be found in Matthew chapter 7 verse 12. Matthew chapter 7 verse 12 says, "Therefore, all things whatsoever ye would that men should do you, do ye even so to them. For this is the law and the prophet." Beloved, what our Lord Jesus Christ was saying here is shown that you address people the way you want people to address you. You address people the way and manner you want people to address you. You don't address people the way they dress. You address people the way and manner you want people to address you. You don't address people based on the clothes they put on, but you address people the way and manner you want people to address you. You don't address people according to the level of their wares. You address people the way and manner you want people to address you. You don't address people looking at their shoe, Italian shoe. No, you address people the way and manner you want people to address you. You don't address people taking the level of their cars into consideration, but you address people the way and manner you want people to address you. You don't address men and women looking at their position, looking at the position they are occupying in the society, but you address people the way and manner you want people to address you. You don't address anyone having interior motive or having something in mind. You address people the way and manner you want people to address you. Beloved, if you are doing this, you are nothing but an hypocrite. And no hypocrite will see God. And no hypocrite will see God. And of course, the church is filled with hypocrites. And that is why many people are not making it to heaven. Beloved, the Lord is saying that it is high time you begin to address people the way you want people to address you. The language of the world is you will be addressed the way you dress. This is not the language of believers. Taking Matthew chapter 7 verse 12 into consideration. So don't import the language of the world, the language of unbeliever into the Christendom. Don't copy the language of the world into the Christendom. Beloved, another thing you need to note in Matthew chapter 7 verse 12 is that you talk to people the way and manner you want them to talk back to you. You don't talk to people anyhow because they are your juniors in schools. But you talk to them the way you want the junior to talk to you. Talk to them as an example of how you want them to talk to you. You don't talk carelessly to your children because you gave birth to them, but you talk to them with care and love just as you want them to care and love you back. Beloved, you don't talk to people aimlessly, senselessly, and molestlessly, since you don't deserve any of this in return. Brethren, why many people talk to you the way you never expected is because you have not talked to them the way you expected them to talk to you. Be an example. Be an example of what you expected from people. Brethren, another thing you need to note in today's message is that you do to people the way and manner you want them to do to you. You do to people the way and manner you want them to do to you in return. You don't do worse to people and expect people to do good to you. You don't do evil to your fellow and expect good. Whatever good you expected from people, do to them. Beloved, if you do evil and you expected good, you are simply an hypocrite. If you are the type that do good and you see evil in return, then you need help. You need urgent help because it ought not to be so. Of course, sometimes it may happen that you may be reaping what you have sown in the time of ignorance or what your parents have sown. Ordinarily, it ought not to be so. It ought not to be so. Why this may be happen sometimes? It may be because you have not separated totally from the evil committed by your parents. For instance, if your parents kill people and acquire their properties, and now your parents are no more, you inherited all those properties. Even though you are born again, you are vulnerable to reward of evil committed by your parents. If you don't want to be vulnerable, then don't inherit those properties. Anyway, this evil yoke will be broken through consistent prayer and through the prayer of the anointed men of God. Beloved, another thing you need to take note in today's message: you treat people the way you want people to treat you back. You treat people the way you want you to be treated. You treat another man's children the way you want your children to be treated. You treat the adopted children the same way as biological children. You treat the slave the same way as your children. Beloved, God is expected of you to take care of those housemaid the same way you are taking care of your own children. Don't maltreat them if you don't want your children to be maltreated. Don't abuse them if you don't want your children to be abused. Don't molest them if you don't want your children to be molested. Have mercy on them as long as you are still having mercy on your children. Have mercy on them as you want you and your children to receive mercy. Mathew chapter 5 verse 7 says, God bless those who are merciful, for they will be shown mercy. God bless those who are merciful, for they will be shown mercy. They will be shown mercy along with their children, of course. They will be shown mercy along with their children if their children shown to be merciful. If they are merciless, they will never receive mercy from God. Beloved, the whole world will be a better place for each and every one of us if we are human in our approach to one another's welfare. There will be no fear of what my neighbor will do to me, since my neighbor will not do what he or she will not like me to do to him or her. There will be no fear of what my neighbor will do to me, since my neighbor will not do what he or she will not like to be done to him or her. There will be no fear of what tomorrow will produce, since tomorrow mean well for today, and today mean well for tomorrow. Tomorrow will not offer today what it will not want today to offer him. Beloved, God is calling everyone to be fair to one another, to be fair in our approach to issues of life. Be fair to the poor the same way to the rich. Be fair to men the same way to the women. Be fair to boys the same way to the girls. Be fair to the young the same way to the old ones. Beloved, all I want to achieve in today's message, all I will that to achieve in today's message, all I want to achieve in today's message is that you should start treating people the same way you want people to treat you back. Address people the same way you want people to address you. Care for people the same way you want people to care for you. Honor and respect people the same way you want people to honor and respect you. Have mercy on one another the same way you want God to have mercy on you. Talk good about people the same way you want people to talk good about you. Think good about one another the same way you want them to think good about you. Mean well for one another the same way you want people to mean well for you. To mean well for you, beloved. Let equality be found and seen in your dealing with one another. This is the whole essence of the law of God. This is the whole essence of the law of God. The law of God is anchored on this. And this is what the prophet has been crying all about. Now, beloved, now that you have determined to do exactly what the Lord asks you to do to one another, as you want them to do to you, according to Mathew chapter 7 verse 12. God bless you.